Well, well, well. Look at what we've got here. A human awakened from a deep slumber. Wakey, wakey, Santa Clausy, as your kind would say. Is that the right term? I don't know. So, hello, human. Do you recall why you're here? You remember signing up on the interweb for the opportunity of a human lifetime? You'd be helping us conducting some various medical exams in order to help understand your species just a little bit better, and you will be certainly compensated for it with relaxation and sleep, as I've heard that your species admires oh so much. Because as a volunteer, well, unfortunately, due to the disturbingly accurate movies and media of your homeworld, abduction is off the table because apparently it would be unjust and inhuman, which I don't know about you, but that seems pretty ironic to me. But anyways, knowing this, knowing that I've told you with helping our research, do you still consent to this medical exam? Thank you very much. Not that you would have a choice anyways, but whatever. But anyways, this will consist, apologies, I'm just so excited. This will consist of plenty of different examinations and tests that you should be rather familiar with. For we have done plenty of our research on exactly how you conduct tests on each other, conduct tests of your own kind, and we've taken the liberty of adding a familiar flair to our own in order to help you feel more relaxed and at ease. We'll be testing certain things in order to conduct the state of your mental and physical state. That's the word I'm looking for. So I would say that we should just get started, if that's okay with you. Thank you very much. So, bit awkward, but not to freak you out, but I've noticed that the moment that you woke up, you do have some Space-lice running around. They are not harmful, just so you know, so no need to freak out, as others have in the past. Almost too much, but whatever. But anyways, no need to freak out, for they are entirely harmless, but they may cause a little bit of itching and just, they never cease. They are harmless, but they are also stubborn. So would you mind if I just help get rid of them for you before we truly start? Thank you. And with that, I will be using a special pair of tweezers here, as I'm certain that's what you call them. So we'll just tap around here, and while I'm doing this, you are more than welcome to just tell me a little bit more about yourself. It may not make sense to me, but I would just like to understand how a human talks. So by all means, tell me, how has your day been so far? I do understand that humans do tend to have a consistent amount of habits on a daily basis. They like to do things every day, sometimes the same things each day, regarding things from hobbies to working life, as I believe you lot call it, and even the food you eat. Humans have a tendency to prefer certain things and to have it on a daily or weekly basis. Would you say that's correct? Incredible. You humans are something special then. Let me just get an extra pair here, another pair of tweezers. And now, I do notice that you have 2 eyes. Do you happen to have any more? I've heard that humans possibly have 3 or maybe even 6. Would you say that's true? Only 2, that's a shame. Are you sure you don't have any on the back of your neck? As I'm aware, humans are only able to see through these ones at the front. So surely you wouldn't be able to... No? Oh, that is a shame. I had some big plans. But okay, if you insist, I will trust you. But one other thing I've noticed here, let me just go for these hearing modules here. One thing I've noticed is that you do have multiple pairs on your face. So I see 2 hearing modules, 2 eyes, 2 little nostrils, and even 2 pairs of lips, or is it lips? Lips, and even two long pieces of hair just right above your eyes there. Do you have any more of anything? Any more noses? Any more mouths? I see. What about hearing modules? What about these here? Any more of those? Possibly on the back of your shoulders or the back of your hands. May I just see your hands for a second? Turn them over for me. Well, that's okay. We can't all have what we want. But have you ever considered having any extras? Surely an extra pair of eyes would be something fun. Okay, maybe next time when we're alone. But I think we are good for the Space-lice for the minute. Let me just waft that around here. Just see if we can get rid of the rest. It's all loosened up now. The rest are starting to panic. Oh no, don't worry, there's not that many. Just a few. We'll just get rid of the rest right here. And of course, if you do have, I'm aware that I'm the one asking you questions, but if you have anything you would like to ask us, I would be more than happy to pass it along for one of my associates, and they may help you out next time. Maybe you could put them in the comments. I'm certain that you humans must be filled with curiosity when another species comes along and asks you for help with our exams, as it were. But I would say that you're good for the Space-lice, so with all this talk of eyes, I believe that we should focus on these 2 very beautiful ones. Are they your natural eyes? I had heard that humans are able to switch them out for different kinds. Have you ever switched these eyeballs out with, say, a family member or a human friend? Possibly even another species like a dog or a cat. I see. Well, if you'd ever like to, let me know. I may be able to help. But anyways, let's move on to the eyes then. I would like to see just how this performs. So please just look at this light here for me. Just follow it. I see. So both eyes are able to follow at the same time. Are you able to make one eye follow this light and then say another one follow this light? Please try for me. No, okay, let's stop there. Just focus on the light. So with that, it would be a confirmation that perhaps you are only able to follow this one thing at a time. Well, that's convenient. I see. And how long have you had these eyes for? Have you had them recently, or do they tend to? Are you possibly blind for a certain amount of your life until a certain point? Your whole life, I see. And how old would you say you are? Oh, well, in fact, I've heard that recently humans have become rather sensitive to certain things to say, so that's not offensive anyway, is it? You're still a baby. That's adorable. You're like a little fetus. You're adorable. That's so cute. Oh, I'm hanging out with literally a child. But no, what's with that face? There's no need to. In terms of our species, I've lived to at least 228 right now. You are relatively young. Take it as a compliment. You look lovely. Okay, so I have noticed that these little black dots right in the center of your eyes tend to shrink when they come into contact with light. Could you just stay right here for me for the moment? But when coming into contact with only one light, only one eyeball reacts to it. I see. So let me just focus on one eye here again. Can you just focus here for me? That is fascinating. What if we do it this way instead? My goodness, this is outrageous. Okay, then what about this side here? Apologies for this. This was... My friend here likes to be rather rebellious. He's not as much of a fan of humans as, say, I would be. So he is not exactly too happy about this whole situation. No offense, it is not your problem, it is his. Isn't that right, Derek? That's what I thought. But anyways, let's turn away from that friend for a moment. And let's move on to my other friend, precious little Mr. Slug. Now, the special thing about him is that he likes to wriggle when he's happy to see a certain someone. Isn't that right, Mr. Slug? How do you feel about our new friend here? See, he likes you. Now, just a quick question. Can you see a variety of colours here on Mr. Slug? Are they relatively different to one another? Okay, that's good. Well, in that case, I would like to know you to tell me. Can you tell me? I will point to a certain colour, and I would like you to tell me what your human eyes happen to see. Which colour is it from your perspective? So, what about this one? Purple. Very good. And then what about this one here? Blue. And then what about this one? Orange. Okay, and then what about this one? Oh, there we go. And how about this one? Back to purple. And then what about this one? And what about this one? I see. I've noticed that you have consisted of seeing the same colour at least 2 or 3 times. Would you say that multiple of the same colours are on Mr. Slug here from your perspective? I see. And what would you say this colour is? Is there any colour there at all? Okay, and what about this one? Anything at all? Is it green? Is it black? Is it non-existent? Okay, and then what about this one? Is it the same as the other 2? Very fascinating. Now, how many of Mr. Slug's little thingamajigs do you see right here? Let me just move my glove. What is the number? Okay, let's just put Mr. Slug down there for a second. How many fingers? These are what you call them, yes, fingers? How many fingers am I holding up? How many now? Now? What about now? How about now? Now? How about now? And then now. And excellent. I had heard humans were very good with their counting, so thank you so much for that. So I have a little... Let's move on to a different quiz here. Quiz? Where did I get that from? That is a term I've never used before. Let's move on to a different test. This will involve a card, a bunch of cards with all sorts of different colors, and I believe what you would call them shapes. So I would like you to tell me exactly, I will point to something on this card, and I would like you to tell me exactly what it is or what it says. So for example, what is this? What word is this? And which letter would you say this one is? And how about this one? And this one? And how about this one? Okay. And what color would you say this shape is? And is this word the same color as this or this? And what shape would you say this is? And would you say this color is the same as this color? Okay, and would you say this, let's just go a bit closer, would you say that this is lighter than this? Okay, thank you very much. That's very insightful. Okay, and then next we have this little shape. What shape would you say this is? And how many letters here? So we have this, 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 this. How many letters? Okay, and then you could just do me a favor. Could you just follow my little friend here as I just trace over each of the letters? I just want to see just how your vision, if you're able to follow wherever my friend goes here. So just keep following it for me. Just go a little bit down here. That's very good. Human vision is relatively interesting. I've also heard that human eyes also come in a variety of different colors. Is that true? And do they come in any colors that I've shown you so far? Blue. That sounds very beautiful. Okay, and then let's see if I can find a different one. And we have one more. Now, would you say that this word is the same color as this word? And would you say this shape is the same shape as the card? And would you say that this is lighter than, say, this? And if I were to say red, would you say that this is red or this? Very well done. Now let's move on to the back here. Which shape would you say this is? Is it the same as the shape I just showed you? This one, sorry. Okay, and would you say that this is darker than this one? And would you say that this is the same? Would you say that this particular shape is the same one as the one I just showed you? If that made any sense at all. Okay, that'll do for the shapes for now. Thank you very much. So, you could just blink for me. Just blink. Blink for me. I think I've seen enough of your vision for the moment. Now, I would like to move on to your hearing modules. But is there another word? I've heard that these things like to have different names. I thought so, ears. These are relatively, they're an interesting shape, I must say. Okay, so it looks like they are rather round and heard that human ears are rather sensitive as well, so if I were to just go a little bit closer, does my voice sound softer or louder? Okay, but if I were to raise the voice, would that potentially stress you out? Okay, so we'll just keep it low then. Okay, let me just have a good feel around here. Okay. This one. And how long have you had these ears? Have you only had these 2, or have you ever had more? Preferably maybe 4 or 6. So you're able to hear just multiple things at once. I see. Okay. They do feel rather good here, but I would also like to conduct a hearing test, because of course I've heard that a human's hearing can vary depending on the individual, so I would like to test that with you, if that's okay. Thank you very much. So let's see. How would you say this sounds to you? Is it more relaxing or irritating? And would you say you hear this more on the left or the right? Which side is it on right now? And how about now? Would you please just close your eyes for me? Close your eyes. Is this the same sound as just before? It's different, yes. And would you say that this is on the left or the right? And would you say it's now on the left or the right again? Is this the same sound? There we go. Is this the same sound as before? Is it on the left or the right? What about now, left or the right? And do you hear anything at all other than my own voice? Is it silent now, or is there a sound? Very good. Okay. You can open your eyes. Now then, where to go from here? Let me just have a good look at these ears again. Let me just get a nice, much more deeper look. How does this feel to you right now? Okay. I have noticed your eyes are starting to droop, but would you say you're still feeling relatively sleepy? And so far on this exam, would you say that this has been more relaxing, or has it stressed you out even more? Okay, it's good to know. So then I would like to do another test here. I would like you to close your eyes again for me. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. And I want you to try and guess what this sound is. Listen to it for the moment. And then see if you can figure it out by keeping those eyes closed. Would you say this is a pleasant sound, or is it more irritating? If it is, I do apologize. It will be over very soon. Just keep listening to it. Do you have any ideas? I would be relatively surprised if you get this answer, to be honest. I've asked multiple humans in the past, and even they are a bit baffled. We'll just keep listening to it. Okay, any ideas? It is what I believe that you humans call makeup brushes. But, well, a makeup brush container, I would say. So, I will ask again, did you enjoy that sound? Okay, now then, let me have a good look at your ears. But let me just give them a bit of a brushing, because it seems like your time away from Earth has made these rather dusty. You have done a good job keeping them clean. We must keep our own clean as well, whenever they are at least available for us. So let's just get a nice brushing here. So tell me, human, I feel as though I've been bombarding with questions, but just a few more. I've heard that humans like to consume, well, they not so much as like they need to consume food every day in order to keep surviving. Is that true? And does this, in fact, consist of carbs, proteins, and fats? And would you be so kind as to tell me what your favorite food is? I'm rather curious. In fact, let me just give you a bit of a brushing as well, if you don't mind. So your favorite food is... I've heard that humans also need to consume quite a bit of liquids, preferably water, but I've heard there are other types of consumable liquids you can have out of either pleasure or necessity. Is that true? And which would you say is your favorite? I see. I've heard about this one particular beverage that a certain human, he wore a top hat, he had a monocle and even a nice suit, he gave me, and it was called tea. And I don't know what it is, but ever since then I've not been able to stop. I even had one a few minutes before you were here. So yeah, let's keep that between you and me. Let's just see. I'm totally not jumping back on Earth to get myself a pack of certain types of tea every now and then. No, not at all. Not at all. That is totally... that is not what's happening. Okay, well anyways. I think we are almost done here. There was just one more thing. I've seen your eyes, your ears, and of course there is much more that we can delve into, but we seem to be running out of time, so I think I would just like to conduct a couple of measurements for you, just to see exactly, specifically your head, your eyes, your nose, just every part of you really, before we end it for today, because you really do look rather perfect, even if you think you do not. I've heard that some humans tend to have a very low opinion of themselves, and that is rather a shame, because your species is quite amazing. In many ways, good and bad. Okay, let me see. Let me just go all the way around your head here. Okay, there we go. Okay, and then we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, and let me just go around this way. Let me go just a little bit closer here. Then we got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, and then about your ears, let's just wrap them around here. Very impressive sized ears. Speaking of ears, I've heard there is this creature on this earth, some kind of elephant called Dumbo, and apparently he's able to fly with his ears. That is unheard of. Can you even imagine? I suppose you could, because if he is on this earth. Have you met him? That's a shame. I would love to get his autograph at least. Okay, I've heard elephants are rather intelligent, so it would be nice. Okay, that's good for that. Now then, what about... what other things are... Here we go, there's one more here. Now let me just get a good measurement of your eyes, if you don't mind. Okay, so we've got a good one here. We've got to go 30, 40, 50, 60. Let's just decrease it. Go a little bit further out here and then just pull it down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, that's good. And then what if we just do it from the bottom here? We'll just zoom in a bit. Okay. 4, 3, 2, 1, and perfect. And then we'll just go all the way out here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And on this side, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 28, 29, 30. Okay. And then what about on this side? 12, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then we'll just go a little bit diagonally here. The human is rather fascinating. Here I see it's just all sorts of different numbers coming out depending on the shape. That's really fascinating. Okay, but then what if we just do it this way? What happens? Does it end up the same type of measurement, or is it a different number? It seems to be relatively different. So it's just 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then just back this way. Just go a little bit closer over to those big, beautiful eyes. Okay, that's good. And just go even closer. Careful not to hurt the eyelashes. There we go. And again on this side. Just zoom it out. And okay. Well then, human, I believe for today that will do. You have been an excellent volunteer. And I'm very grateful that you didn't scream when you woke up, as so many have in the past, although they do look rather hilarious. But I should probably shush before I get in trouble. But anyways, thank you so much for joining me. I would just like to ask one more thing. Would you be willing to join me for another exam at some point in the future? I may not notify you, but I will abduct you. Is that okay? Thank you so much. You have been wonderfully amazing, and although I may be the alien to you, you are more of an alien to me because you are rather fascinating and interesting. I would love to get to know more about you, if that would be okay. Okay, I can see you drifting off now, so I'll send you off to sleep, and you may or may not remember this. Who knows? Only time will tell, but I hope you enjoy the rest of your lifetime, and I will see you again very soon. Take care, my human friend.